I would love to hear from you, Brad. How do you tackle teaching exercise form online to your powerlifters versus your bodybuilders?
With powerlifters, I almost purposely have to push them out of their comfort zone a little bit, because a lot of times you don't see form break down until they're either pushing very close to failure or they're pushing very heavy loads where they're approaching failure maybe 2, 3, 4 reps, into the set. So with the power lifters or the aspiring power lifters, oftentimes they haven't delved into that arena yet. They've kind of mostly done bodybuilding type training, never much below 6, 8 reps, and it's very hard for that type of lifter to distinguish between like true muscular failure and technical failure, and then like straight up cheating. It's like, I haven't failed yet, but now they're not even squatting to depth anymore, or they're not even touching their chest, or what started out as a pretty strict curl now kind of looks more like a semi supinated hand clean. You know what I mean? And so, with those folks, I got to say, okay, you know what? You're not going to be able to get 5 reps with this load, but I want you to keep your reps consistent until they're slowing down. They look the same. They look exactly the same, but they're slowing down. And so that's kind of where I have to kind of push a lot of the power lifters, sometimes even experienced power lifters. Sometimes even experienced power lifters, they know the difference between like true failure with like a single, a double, or a triple. But then if I want to increase their work capacity and maybe have them train to like 10 or 12 repetitions, they don't think they can make it to 10 or 12, just because they start to slow down maybe at like 8 or 9. There's keep your head, keep your cool. You've got more in there. You haven't really slowed down yet, And so that's when sometimes I'll kind of take that avenue and use it more for my bodybuilders. Say, okay, now that you're in 10, 12 reps, shoot, with some of our training now anymore, I'm not even having people count. I kind of found out through all this quarantine training that I don't want you counting. I want you doing repetitions with a light load until you can't keep the repetition looking exactly the same. And that's kind of how I started a while ago, without having a better process or a better system in place, getting my bodybuilders to. Let's not get sloppy repetitions with lots of swing and momentum and cheating, right? Keep them all the same. Keep them all the same. And when you technically feel like that movement is no different than the other one, except for you're not able to keep the same speed up, now you're starting to kind of figure out where true kind of a combination of muscular and technical failure is, right? Because technical failure is technically when you're not able to keep that form anymore. If you're swinging that bar up, you're technically keeping the weight moving long past muscular failure, So I don't know. It's kind of hard to put into words what it is that I'm trying to get at. But basically, in a nutshell, power lifters, I push them to push heavier loads and push closer to failure. Bodybuilders, I push them higher reps, but more reproducible repetitions further into the set.
No, that totally makes sense. Because you're basically saying that in both powerlifters and bodybuilders, there can be a discrepancy between technical failure and muscular failure. And for all lifters, we're trying to get those two to become the same. And for powerlifters, they typically only break down when they're actually going to max or when they're fatigued, but they don't train in a way that regularly fatigues them. So you're giving them the opportunity to train in a fatigued state and maintain form, which is probably ingrains good habits. And then likewise, bodybuilders, because their movements don't have a standard, they're more likely to keep doing reps, getting volume, getting a pump, all the things they see as important, but having form be sacrificed. So you can use those moments where things break down to try to bring those 2 points closer together.